Silicon Valley right here. You know what I'm talking about?
For sure.
Right out of here. So it hurts you, but at the same time it gives you motivation to push harder. It's like, you know, yeah. So how you gonna tell him that if he strives hard, that he's gonna be able to be in a certain place? You don't know what that looks like. What's going on, bro?
So where are you from, for the people who don't know you?
Yeah, man. So for the people who don't know, I'm actually from the city. The city being Covington. I was here until about the age of 12. And then I kind of moved out to Erlanger. And I was out in Erlanger, went to high school at Dixie, graduated from there. And I actually moved down to Richmond, Kentucky, where I kind of did my undergrad, graduated down there. Took me 5 years, but I started down there, kind of broadcasting degree, switched it to political science with hopes of going to law school. As you can tell, it didn't happen. So kind of moved back up to this area, and now I'm in the Florence area. So it's a little bit of everywhere, but I claim Covington. So if anybody asks, from Covington.
How did you actually get involved in like the technology scene?
I actually fumbled into the tech field with my partner, Demore, back in, I want to say 2016. So basically I got a call from Demore, and we were just chopping it up, talking about classes, you know, what are we going to register, you know, so on and so forth. As you register for classes, you tend to see that, you know, buildings that you're not familiar with, those buildings that you have to walk to in between classes. So I might have a class that's 10 minutes away, but the thing is that building a 10 minutes walk, right? We got in the conversation more so like I'm asking him, you know where this building is? How far is it? And his response, of course, was no, like I don't know where that shit is. So it's like from there, it kind of evolved to an idea, like, you know, what if we made a GPS for a campus? That turned into more things where it's like, well, not only just GPS, what if we did safety? What if we did food? What if we did this? So it kind of came together into an app. And that was my first real venture into technology, was creating an app for campuses, My Campus View, back in 2016. And just being able to take an idea and put so many different things that I related to into a project that I knew other people related to, that kind of interested me in the tech field and what we were doing, because we were able to take something that everybody thought and put it into the palm of their hand, and they would be able to use it and navigate with it the way that we needed it. So that's kind of what drew my interest in the first peak of technology, and really that you can do anything with technology. So it's more so that we were able to be creative in a way for not just us, but for everybody surrounding us and our peers. So that's kind of where I first jumped into the tech field in a sense.
Yeah.
So. Come to me.
For real.
Nah, come to me. Nah, I'm joking. But for real, you really want to do your research with everything, right? So this is what I always tell people, because everybody thinks that their idea is completely genius. They thought of the next big thing. You know, I got the next big Facebook, the next big Uber. When in reality, a lot of times there's already companies like that. You know, the advice I would give is dive right in, but dive into the learning about the market before diving in with an investment. I always say take one step at a time, because you don't shoot for the stars, no doubt, right? Shoot for the stars, but you got to make sure you have those steps to get to that star. So make sure you are putting yourself in that position with the knowledge part of it to do what you're going to do. A lot of people I get a lot of times more so clothing companies. People love starting clothing companies because it's cheap. Nothing wrong with that. Plus, get your hands wet, you learn. But just because it only costs $300 to start up, you got to treat that $300 investment as if it was a $300,000 investment. Because at the end of the day, that $300 could turn into $300,000. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's more so like if you are going to invest that money, that's one thing. But if you're going to invest that time, that's another thing. Because you cannot get time back. The advice I give to anybody that's wanting to start a business, make sure you have a passion for what you're doing. If you have a passion for what you're doing, try to find a way to make revenue in that passion. Because that's going to be a business for you. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to do real estate because it makes millionaires everywhere. You know what I mean? Everybody makes $1 million doing real estate, right? But you come to find out that if you ain't got a passion for real estate, you know, and you go buy 5 properties and your 5 properties aren't selling the way you want them to, you're going to lose that hope. Eventually, you know, you might go bankrupt because you want to live the life somebody else to live. You know, passion's going to beat it every time. So just make sure you're passionate about what you want to do. And if you're passionate about it, you know, go invest that time, do the research, and then invest that money. So, man, so right now, released, launched, already on the App Store. Everybody go download. So I got Trending mobile app. Trending mobile app is a platform basically that allows any type of artist, photographer, creative, anything that's creative to basically go on this app kind of think of like a SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter mesh. You can go on here. The only difference is that you're able to get booked. So it's kind of, we have leaderboards set up to where an individual, if you trend more, so let's say your picture, right, gets 5,000 interactions. My picture only gets 500 interactions. You now have a chance to be on the billboard in the video or photography like category. So you're able to get seen more. So we break it down into different states as a competition, and we also have a feature on that that allows you to get booked. So we're trying to help small people basically have the ability to get booked and make revenue, just like the big dogs in a sense. Another app that I have right now currently is SipQuick, also available on the App Store, Android Store. SipQuick is a mobile application that allows you to order drinks at any venue in the palm of your hand. So basically you set that order, you'll get text notifications when it's ready to pick up. Go pick up your drink, you already paid with your card, you're good to go. App that I have right now is not on the App Store, Apple Store. Is my campus view from back at school. We recently just now started that project back up again. So I got a young boy, put his money where his mouth is. We got a meeting at IWU for a $50,000 investment. So that's another project that's about to start back up with the app. And then I met two very intelligent individuals who came to me with another idea called V-Card, which is a virtual business card. We're getting rid of all paper. So we're going green with the movement where you can go on, create your own business card, and kind of like through the touch of a phone. So as soon as we touch phones, you're able to actually transfer your business card. I have your LinkedIn, website, everything. But throwing away paper, you don't need to have paper copies anymore. None of that. So we're kind of eliminating that. So we got 4 apps. I got 4 apps right now. So pretty excited. Yeah, so as far as adopt, and that's a good question. So as far as adopt, I think it's more so is getting over yourself. I guess I should say it's more so humbling yourself in the sense of actually listening to what people are talking about, right? Basically, I'm sure everybody's heard it, shut up and listen. At the end of the day, you got 2 ears for a reason. You'll know how to make a better deal learning all the negatives because now you know what not to say. If you felt a certain way hearing the bad, you're more than likely not going to say that. That's one of the biggest adoptions. That and that nothing is wrong with asking for help. Ask for help because at the end of the day, you don't know everything. And your team is one of the most valuable assets you'll ever have. So we need to figure out what we're missing and then fill that hole in that aspect. So I learned that, it's good to team build outside of your circle. You need to look for other places, network, stuff like that. So one of the biggest aspects is no matter what, a lot of people want to take it home, but sometimes the resources are outside of that. So you got to take it to that that limit.
Yeah. What drives you to become successful?
That's a good question too, because that comes down to how I was raised, right? Where a lot of people could see the way that I hold myself, the connections I made, stuff like that, and they're like, man, this kid had it all handed. He got put into a position from the jump, when in reality I was born into a family that, we don't really have no financial stability, right? Shout out to my mother because she is the one that set up that foundation for me, being that she taught me responsibility. So my mother had me when she was 15 years old, right? 15. I have no relationship with my father at all. If he passed me on the street, I couldn't tell you what he looked like, right? I met him before. I met him when I was, I want to say 2 years old. I met him when I was like 10. I probably met him more than that. I can't remember, but the times I remember, I've only met him twice. It's not something to look at like, wow, damn, it's more so a drive in a sense. And that's what kind of pushes me is the whole situation how I came, right? I was raised by my step-pops until like the age of, I want to say 10, 11, 12, around that age. And then at that time, it was a single mother from the age of 12 till now. So that's half of my life has been single mother. As a child at the age of 12, I had to grow up quicker than anybody ever knew because my mother's the only one making income at the time. Third shift pays more, right? So she's going to work every night at 9 o'clock. I'm a 12-year-old. I'm a kid. I'm still a kid, right? So it's like she's going to work third shift because we need the extra money because she's supporting 4 boys. My mother taught me the value of credit because she suffered from it. You know what I'm talking about? So like she knew when she installed in my brain what credit was. So it's more so that's a drive. Like, now we got to make sure that she's straight at the end of the day. So that's what my drive is. It's all about family. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I got a Facebook as well. My last name is super unique, so you will not be able to find me. Just Trevon Bruch, Trevon BRUCH, and that's on Instagram, Twitter. Reach out, follow me, whatever, DM me any questions, stuff like that. We can go deeper into it, of course. But yeah, I definitely appreciate the time, Brett, coming on here. Yeah, man.
Thank you for coming in.
No doubt, my guy. I think what kind of draws my interest is that you can literally create an app that is so specific to a certain type of crowd, I guess you can say, and that the creator itself kind of has the entire influence on it. So it's not about a power trip, but it's more so that no matter what, if I want something to go into one of my apps, I can call my developer and say, hey, put this in, right? And people have to adjust to it. So it's more so having that, I don't want to say power, but having the ability to revolutionize a certain industry in a sense.